Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at how we were trading crude in the afternoon today. Crude was kind of sloppy, lots of movement in the morning. Lots of movement up and down, big giant tails on both ends of every bar, lots of movement, just real sloppy, big bottoming tail, big topping tail, another big bottoming tail. Just real sloppy movement. And then we came into the lunch session and crude started to pivot inside this doji right here. You had this big giant doji right here, and we started pivoting in between there. And so we went ahead and put in our pennant lines. At that time, we were on this bar right here. And came down and actually made a couple false breakouts to the downside, kind of poked underneath right there, and then poked underneath again right there. Each time failed, pulled back up into the pennant, and then finally actually kind of pushed down a little bit and then broke out to the top side, causing the 5 and 13 to cross to the upside as well. And so we started getting this push to the upside in crude. And we played this as a couple different ways. The pennant breakout led to an entry off the Unirenko chart. And then we also drew in the channel at the top of the doji. We had a channel here and a channel here, because we could see we were just pivoting inside that. So we'll see which way we're going to break out, see if we broke out of the pennant one way, and then that continued to become a channel breakout. Ended up being this way. We got the pennant breakout, and then ultimately broke out of the channel and went up to the upside. Made a pretty decent push to the upside in crude. We had a couple upside targets up there, and we were able to take those out. And this is what that looked like on the Unirenko chart. Again, we had our channel drawn, and you can see that crude was just pivoting between these two pivot points right here. We had a significant pivot high right there, significant pivot low right there. That coincided with that doji. And you can see crude was just pivoting inside there. And then we started to actually pivot in compression, but with an upward bias. We started making higher highs and higher lows. So we were looking for a potential breakout to the upside based on the fact that we were slightly trending upward inside of compression. And when we made that first little false breakout to the downside, that was right there, didn't follow through. Another little false breakout to the downside right there, that didn't follow through. And then we started chopping again. And then right here is where we had the pennant break to the upside. And that coincided with an up, down, up, which we know as a setup. That's a strong pattern to the upside. We were making a wick out of the cloud. All the moving averages were now in alignment. Price above the smooth 50, wicking out of the cloud. And we were anticipating a break of this minor resistance right here. And we did actually make a push up. Good for one target or $100 per contract. Didn't really follow through. Pulled back. Set up the wick off the 18 with the Trender Pro 2.0 Renko entry signal. Broke to the upside, broke through the channel on the upper end. We had that upper channel drawn in, broke through the channel and pushed on up. And that was good for two targets off, or $200 per contract. And then we kind of failed, pulled back in, pulled back down inside the channel again. Moving averages still pretty much in alignment. We get this wick out of the cloud. Really did not trade this. We were actually still in the cloud. This was a wick off the smooth 50, not out of the cloud, but a wick off the smooth 50. Did not trade that. Wanted this to confirm a little more. We broke above the pivot, and then we broke out of the cloud, set up this wick out of the cloud with Trender Pro 2.0 turning strong bullish. So now we were outside of the channel, and we had Trender Pro and the 30-minute chart both confirming an upside move. So we were in here. This was good for two targets. Pulled back. Got a trail stop failure. So this was not an exit. Didn't exit. Hit the trail stop failure. and our target was up here at 24.74. That was our target zone. Ended up popping past that a little bit, but our target was up there at 24.74. Entry was right there at 24.34. Went up there to 24.74, $300 per contract on the final breakout in crude.